I will beat your ass.
Hey, howdy ho, Lions fans. Welcome to the Detroit Lions podcast, episode 555. This is the official Detroit Lions podcast for Reddit. I am your dashing host, Chris, and with me is the gorgeous young man, Sandman. Andy, how you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm so good. So good. Back to winning ways. Or to not be good.
Franchise record, 13 wins in the way? Man.
How many wins did Matt Patricia have total as a Detroit Lions head coach?
Oh, I'm not sure he hit 13.
Oh, he hit 13, but we weren't happy about it.
Oh, God. Well, it took far too long for that to hit. All right, we got everyone coming in. How you doing? Nice to see you in the chat. And Michelle, you nailed it. The Bears still suck. We'll talk about today's game. We're going to cover Coach Campbell's post-game presser. We're going to try to get the Bears presser in there, but they're a little bit funky how they handle it, like how they handle a ball. We'll do a little roundtable discussion and take your calls, all that and a whole lot more. Andy, are you ready to go, brother?
Let's do it.
Oh, why doesn't this work? We'll just pretend it did. All right. I gotta fix something about fixing something. All right. Hey, all right. So this is it. This is our post-game review, and we'll get into it now. Sorry about that missing little bumper there. Detroit Lions went to Soldier Field, and just, I mean, let's face it, those fumbles early and that 3-and-out just set the tone for the rest of the day. Caleb stumbling out there, not feeling good. Andy, what's your overall feel here from today's game? What was the big piece that took it for us?
You know, I think the Lions did what good teams do, and they beat a bad team. You know, the Bears are struggling. You know, they have an interim head coach because, you know, we beat them so bad that they had to fire their head coach. Yeah, you know, the number one takeaway I have, you know, and since, you know, we're done beating the Bears for the season, I would say that if I was a Bears fan, I would be nervous about Caleb Williams and how he looks out there. Yeah. For all of the amazing plays that he makes, he just doesn't look 100% there. I don't know how to describe it. It's like the losing has impacted him at a ludicrous rate. And that would make me nervous if I was a Bears fan. But as a Lions fan,
we get to see him twice a year.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, that's the thing about Caleb. That was like, because look, Caleb coming out especially, he looks like he's a really high quality player, that he has a lot to offer. But the Bears are a team that will break a quarterback, and it is starting. And, you know, as a man, I don't wish it upon any of them, but as a Chicago Bear, I want him broken. I want him broken and leave them there in the basement and continue dominating the way we have. I mean, we bullied them around today. They did play strong at points, but they just don't match up with the Lions well at all. They're just not the team.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. So we got that. We're going to watch for Coach Campbell's post-game presser. Let's hit some of the stats really quick as we look at this. I think the most important stat, Sione Vake with 20 yards receiving. Jared Goff made me some money today, 336 yards. 23 for 32, 3 touchdown passes. Gibbs had a 100-yard game. That was beautiful. We can't get any help. The Commanders, terrible INT. Yeah, I can't. We watched the field goal from Philly right before we went live. That hurt. Let's see. Jahmyr Jefferson out there for 12 yards. Good to see him running and still sticking with the team, man, and being productive. I mean, he averaged on 3 rushes, 4 yards, so that's not bad at all. J-Mo, 143 yards out there. And when he took that penalty for talking to Stevenson, I'm like, yep, he got beat up by coach. That's perfect. Now go burn Stevenson deep. And not only did he burn him deep, he burned the safety too. I mean, Stevenson was like 8 yards behind him, could not keep up. That's exactly the way you need to talk. That's exactly how you want J-Mo to talk to the other players, not with his mouth, with those legs, and just burn the hell out of him. Go deep and catch it hard.
And boy, did he ever.
Yeah.
I tweeted about it earlier, but watching him catch a ball over his shoulder, which was problematic for a long time, just, it warms my heart, brings a tear to my eye, and he's finally starting to live up to a first round draft pick. He's still not really our number 2 wide receiver, but this offense is kind of funky. Who is our number 2? We have like 4 number 2s when you start factoring your running backs.
You're
And as a role player, he nails it. He does a fantastic job. He draws coverages. I think, honestly, outside of his big play, potential and material, is his ability to make defenses nervous as hell when he's out there, and what kind of attention he draws away from the middle of the field and everybody else.
Yeah, watching him just one play in the first quarter when he pulled motion from the right side to the left side, Stevenson immediately backed off about 7 yards, and then Jamo turned back and went back to the right side, and he closed back in. Just the respect that they show him for that speed is incredible. He moves that defense around, and you can really see it as they move him around in the backfield. It's a fun watch. Tampa, Detroit Lion, thank you for the super chat. Jonathan Vilma was atrocious, botching player names all day. He kept calling him, what was it? Jahmyr? That's what he kept calling Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, it was like, Vilma, come on, bro. Get it right. This is a premier player. Jahmyr, that's what he was calling. Thanks,
Jahmyr, yeah. No, he butchered a bunch of names today. It was, he always caught it back. Like the second time he brought him up, he would fix it. But a little rough out there. A little rough.
Yeah, I've never liked him as a play by or a color guy. As play by play and color. I just want to make sure people understand what I'm saying there. He's just not really. He feels like he's not done his homework. And any game that I've watched, and he goes to pretty tired sort of hackneyed narratives no matter what team he's calling for. It's pretty just I don't know how he does it. Well we'll take the win no matter what, right? Trick plays, you want to talk a little bit about that, Adam or Andy?
Vilma.
I see Adam Wigfield in the chat. I was
likely story. I just got Vilma.
Ben I gotta apologize to Vilma now. Shit.
Yeah, you got to track that back. No, Ben Johnson, man, he just, I don't know. It's like he has a high school playbook. They just draws weird plays out of every once in a while just to see what happens, And a lot of people have issues with it, saying, why doesn't he save these trick plays? Why doesn't he whatever? He doesn't need to save them. He's got so many of these things. It's like the Green Book and Waterboy, He's got an unlimited amount of these ludicrous plays, and it's seemingly he just picks 2 or 3. They practice them during the week a couple times, and they busts 1 or 2 of them out.
Yep.
And why not? Why not? But this one in particular felt, I don't want to say it was the best trick play, but it was close. I mean, live, I was like, oh no. And then, once you got to see the close-up replay, and then you hear all the offensive linemen yelling fumble at the same time, it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like there's always layers to a Ben Johnson play. You know what I mean? It's never just we're going to do this thing. There's always layer, and how you completely sell the entire thing. Every position is thought through as to what they're doing. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Frank the Tank, balls to the wall. 13 wins for this team right now. 13 wins for the Detroit Lions. I didn't predict 13 at the beginning of the year, Andy. This is incredible. This is an incredible ride. I mean, did you see this many coming out of this year?
No, and it's one of those things that I think anybody that claims that they did, maybe you did, but it's hard to predict 13 wins for any NFL team.
Yeah.
It's hard to predict 13 wins for the Chiefs. It's like, it's so hard to win in the NFL. There's like such a crazy combination of luck and everything. And it seems that the Lions are winning in spite of luck, which makes this 13 wins even crazier. Even crazier. We have had a mash unit on defense for like 6 weeks. Arguably, since the Cowboys game, losing our best defensive player And they just are finding ways to do it, and they're beating solid teams. These aren't just crap games that we're winning. These are important games, and the fact of the matter is that 13 wins is insane. But what's even more insane is that we haven't locked up the number 1 seed, and we haven't even won our own division yet.
I know.
The most locked 13 wins of all time. Of all time.
The old world would say that we would get to like 14 or 15 and still be 5th seed, right? I mean, that would be the old luck coming in. But I have to admit, after the Bills game, immediately afterward, I was a little bit demoralized, especially with all the injuries. But I was sitting there at the stadium before we left, and I just said, you know what? We scored 42 points, right? And there's something there. You can win normally scoring 42 points, and we've got, 16 whatever guys from the defense that have been injured this year. And we came out and played. Look, the Bears are not a great team, but we held them to 17 points. We did everything we needed to this game on the defensively, and the offensive side of the ball scored all the points they needed and more. It was fantastic to watch. And I think this team, there's a lot left here, and we have guys that are going to be coming back. Did you get the sense after Buffalo that there was a lot of doom and gloom going on around this team?
Yes, from fans. I don't think the team felt that way, obviously, but a lot of people came out, and Panay came out and had that thing about, you're not a Lions fan if you think that we're not, whatever. I don't know if it was that. I think people aren't doom and gloom because they think we're going to continue to lose football games. I think they're doom and gloom because our defense is so atrocious when we're down to 8th stringers, you know what I mean? When we're starting dudes off the street. Now, I think the Buffalo game was an anomaly, for sure. I don't think that we're going to see teams put up 45 against us. I just don't. However, it does put more onus on the offense to get the job done, and today they did. And I think that Ben Johnson will come out more guns blazing than maybe he normally would in an effort to get it. But I'm not doom and gloom. I think, we'll have to take the playoffs the way the playoffs come. That's just the way it is.
And one piece of good news that just rolled in, the Commies just scored a touchdown, putting the Eagles down. The Eagles are going to lose. Eagles are going to lose that game. Commanders win. There it is. That is some breathing room, my friends. That is some breathing room.
It's a lot of breathing room.
It is. It takes a whole lot of pressure off right now.
Now we just need the Packers to do their thing and beat the Vikings.
Yeah.
Next week. Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh my God. If that happens, it's over.
I want to go into
it.
Ford Field the last week of the season with my feet up on top of the head of the person sitting in front of me, relaxing. Who gives a crap? Hendon Hooker's first start.
I love it.
Craig Reynolds' first start. Let's do it.
Yeah. I love it. Oh, I love that the whole visual of that. I love. Your feet up, Craig Reynolds starting, Hooker starting, and Minnesota playing for their lives. I love it.
That's so good. So good.
Oh man. All right. Well, we got Coach coming to the podium right now. Let's see if we can make this happen. Okay. And yeah, I can make it happen. Here we go.
Okay. You got a smile on my face. I was proud of our guys that bounced back. I knew they would. Right mindset, and it takes a special group of guys to emotionally, physically, psychologically bounce back after a tough loss, especially when you haven't lost in a while. Go out and win on the road again. I told the guys that I did know that was a team record, franchise record. 13 wins has never been done, and I told them one day we'll be able to look back and enjoy that, but not yet. It's not the time. So we got our work cut out for us next week. San Francisco on the road, very good team. But as far as today, we did what we had to do. Got 2 takeaways, turned those into 10 points. Got up on them early and really was able to control the game. And it just, I thought we played that game the right way. Thought we played it the right way. So it's a good job.
Just a lot of guys watching Washington just beat or go up on Philadelphia this side.
Oh, they did? I didn't know what that was. Well, how much time's left?
10 seconds. That's it.
Yeah, I got you. Well, why don't we just sit here and wait for this?
I did suggest that.
Yeah.
Offensively, you talked about the scored 6 your first 7 possessions, I think, and wanted to ask you specifically about the Florida play, the stumbles there. Was that a planned kind of stumble with him and stumble with the running back, that setup there? Because it froze the defense and made it look more open. I've never seen that before. You have a big smile, so I'm guessing it was. Just how deep does the...
It was... Yeah, it was. Listen, Ben, that was one of his brainchilds, and it started that way, and then we massaged it and worked it, and how do we make this thing better, and then just Goff and Gibby and Laporta, the O-line, making it work. So we cooked it all week, and they did a heck of a job. They really did.
When that works like that, just how much do you have just a smile on your face?
Yeah, I mean, those make you feel good, because everybody's invested in it. It's fun. It's different. It's sound. I know it sounds crazy, but it's sound. I mean, the thing did start as like dribbling the ball on the ground, which, and so that's the thing. You have all those elements, and really everybody's involved in it. So, they're all kind of accountable to it too. They want to make it work. So, it was just great to see, and it was better than practice. Should have no different than the shot to Jahmyr. It looked good in practice. That was better than practice, I mean, it was a hell of a throw, excellent protection, and, man, just a great job, man, on his landmark, hitting it with speed, trusting it, great catch, and it's big time.
And speaking of the messaging, it's the second week in a row Jared's put a deep ball kind of right on him. How have you seen that connection become more refined this season?
Say the last part?
How have you seen that connection become a little bit more refined this season?
Yeah. You're saying that it's become more refined. Yeah, I would agree with that. And it's as with anything, when you work things enough and gain confidence, but then get in the game and make those things happen, you gain another level of confidence. And those are the ones that don't always get worked, right? Those some can say lower percentage throws, and so you don't always get all those. But the more you hit and the more you do it, and the more you trust who you're throwing to, where he's going to be, the speed, he trusts the throw, then you get better at it. And so I feel really good with where we're at, and he's got rare speed and rare ability. I thought he had a great week of practice, talking about Jahmyr, and Goff continues to just play at a high level. So it was great. It really was.
How much do you appreciate Jahmyr's response to the early taunting penalty? Saw you had a couple words with him, just to fire back the way you did career most.
Oh, he was great. He was great. He was. So came over, and it's like, look, you just can't give him a free ride, and he knew, so just get it out of the way and get back on the field, and he was good. Man, that's what I love about him. He doesn't get bent out of shape, He just got it, and he goes back in, and it doesn't affect the way he plays the rest of the game. It was great, man. I really love where he's at right now. I do.
And I know you didn't have any doubts after last week, even if other people did, the whole basketball and everything. But to be here now, injuries, your offense recovered. I mean, even the Eagles lost. I mean,
did they lose? Yeah.
I mean, from the last week to now, you must feel worlds better, or were you not even feeling that bad?
No, getting a win's always makes you feel better, but it's really the 24-hour deal. You just, you get through that, and, you lick your wounds a little bit, and then you get back on your feet, and what do we got to do to get better? What do we have to clean up? And look at it for what it is and not the loss. Like, there's things that cause the loss. And it's really that simple. And man, by Tuesday, like, I'm raring to go. And I think most of the players are that way, and the other coaches are that way. And so then it's just about, man, let's get to the next game and put our best foot forward and go get a W. And I just think we got a group of guys that we all feel the same way, man. We don't go in the tank. We don't lack confidence. And, I think just collectively, I know, look, I gravitate to people that are like me in that manner, and between coaches, players, and I think that's, we have a group that is that way. They're very resilient, and they get aggravated if they lose, and they want to clean it up. So they're competitive.
All that said, played a pretty complete game, and I think most people would have expected you to beat this team, just given the record like that. How much can you totally tell about where your team is, your defense is, some of those things, until you play a team like the Vikings or until you get into the playoffs? Do you know enough?
Yeah, you can tell a lot. To me, you can tell a lot. And look, there's things we've got to clean up from this game. I mean, we've got a lot to clean up. And but as I told them, the two most important things for me was I wanted to see us play Detroit football, and I wanted to win. That was it. I gave no other stipulations. Now we have all the, offensively, defensively, we have the keys to victory over that. But basically, that's what I saw. I just wanted to see our identity take shape, and I wanted to win this game, and we did that. So now we're back on our feet, and now it's about we got to clean some things up, and because what was good enough today will not be good enough for Minnesota, and it won't be good enough for Philly or whoever some of these teams are. Tampa again. I don't know who's going to be in the Rams. We got to. But that's the point, was this week there was things we needed to clean up with where we were at and begin to learn how to play with where we're at. We did that. Now next week we'll know a little bit more and we'll be able to adjust. And then the final week we'll learn a little bit more and be able to adjust. And then by then you're in the playoffs and you're playing your best football with where you're at.
First time you spoke about the trick plays a little bit. There's a lot of celebrations out there. It seems like it's rooted in that. How do you balance that, having fun, but also staying focused in the process as well?
I think you do both, right? I think there is fun and focus. There is fun and focus when it turns to those type of plays having success. When you score and you win, and I think that's kind of the environment that you foster. And because ultimately we want our guys to be challenged, we want them accountable, we want them to have fun, we want them to have ownership and investment. Man, we're all a part of this, and I think that's huge, and I think our guys get that. And really, to me, to have a healthy group of guys, a healthy team, you need every emotion involved. Everything needs to be involved to get the whole person and the whole player. So I love where we're at. We got a lot to clean up, but we have a resilient group. And like I said, every game may be like today was. And what I mean by that is it may not be the cleanest. We just got to win. We just got to win and get more efficient at winning with where we're at. And so this was a good step that way.
Speaking of the competitive nature of the group, the reaction we heard behind the wall, I assume, tied to Washington's touchdown. Can you describe it all, what this means, chasing the number one seed, the feeling, the emotion, the joy of all of this, just based on what we heard 5 minutes ago?
Yeah, I don't know if I can tap into that like the players could right now, because I'm just trying to recover from this game. I get pretty emotionally drained after these. So, but I do know that it's exciting to be where we're at. It really is. And like this is why you want to coach and play in this league. This is when your eyes get open, when competition is at its highest, people are breathing down your neck, or you're chasing somebody and you're at the top. And it just doesn't get any better than this. This is what it's all about. And so, can it get frustrating? Can it get stressful? Yeah, it gets all those, but it's also it's the drug. It's the drug. This is what you live for. And look, some can't handle this. It's too much for them. Players, coaches, teams. It's just too much. But not our group. This is the good stuff, man, and we're in the middle of it right now.
right before you go, Gibbs, you leaned on him heavy early. He had a big game. Just, thoughts on the way that he played and carried the load that he did.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job. I did. I didn't think that we missed a beat with him just taking on a little bit more of those. I thought Jefferson and Craig stepped in and were solid in the roles that we had for them. Both of those guys made critical plays, and so I thought it was good. And look, that was somewhat his first taste of really taking on more of the load, and so that's good. That's step one, and it was good. Good exposure. Yep.
All right, there we go. Keep an eye out there to see if we've got action going on the Bears side. Anything you'd like to address about Mr. Coach Campbell's press conference there, Andy?
Just once again, just what a great press conference. He's the best. He hits all the right notes, and what's amazing to me about it is that because he's hitting the right notes in front of us, it means that he's definitely hitting the right notes in front of the players. Everybody talks about it, that people have bought in, that this is Dan Campbell's team. And, Jonathan Vilma talked about it during the game that, he's a locker room guy and he knows what it takes to hold a locker room and to, mold it into what he wants it to be. And, games like this are a perfect example of just overcoming adversity, maybe not even viewing it as adversity. We should be winning these games regardless of who's out there on defense. All of you guys belong here. We should be winning these games, and that's an important message.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, his experience as a coach in Super Bowls and bringing those players in and just his just who he is, right? It really goes to the kind of difference between him and the man who touched you in your fandom, and I feel sorry for you. He was an imposter. You know what I mean? He tried to be something he wasn't. And if you look at Campbell, Spielman, Holmes, Agnew, all from top to bottom, they are who you think they are, to steal a fun quote. They are the real deal, and they are their authentic selves, and they're the kind of people, authentically that you want to follow, that you want to, people talk about, run through walls and everything for the coach, but that's what they do. That's how they bring that team together. So fantastic work from the coach. And we can't overlook Holmes's work in getting players in through these injuries. Muhammad, where did he come from? Whoa. Getting to Darius Smith. Like, people were talking about getting Max Crosby, and he would have been great. He would have been an awesome toy as part of the defense, and next year him and Hutch together would have been fantastic. But here he is injured, and that was one of the things I was worried about. If you spend all that treasure on a player like Crosby and he gets hurt, you've now not only tanked this year, but years to come. And I think that's a really big, bold, smart kind of approach that Holmes has taken to keeping this team together and keeping quality enough players on the roster to get to a 13-win season already.
Yeah, and they talk about it where it's not just about getting good players, it's about getting good players that also fit what this team is and who they are. And the fact that Holmes seemingly just can find these guys that, maybe don't play their best on other teams, but can come here and showcase who they are. You're right. It's special. It's special. We talked about that back in the day, like when we were getting playtime out of dudes that maybe we shouldn't, like Rodrigo and Derek Barnes and all these guys that just, were fine NFL players, but never really seemed to take that next step until this staff got a hold of them and showed them that they believed in them. And now we've got, or had depth until we had 22 people on IR, but, what are you going to do?
I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know what you're going to do if you're out there. We're going to get the Bears press conference on right now. It's coming up here. We got Coach Tom Brown going to be on here very shortly. And as soon as he pops up, we'll have him talk, because it's always a little bit fun to have the opposing coach. Here we go. Not quite. Here we go. Sorry.
And you're filming us all the time. This stream.
I really am, and it's not the intention. I promise.
I expect like a 2-page apology.
I will. It's the same kind you get from the refs. You'll absolutely get from me after a poorly called game. All right, here we go. Let's see. Come on, we're here.
But with him,
Here we are.
game recap. Obviously, turn the ball over twice early in the game. Don't give yourself much of a shot. I think we had 10 total penalties, so obviously that kind of puts you behind the 8 ball. But I do appreciate the way the guys continue to battle and keep fighting, but it's not good enough. But coach it better, demand a better result, and back to work tomorrow. Questions?
With Braxton, he didn't have to go to the hospital.
I'm not sure. I haven't been told yet.
You guys have been down multiple scores pretty quick the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
What sort of evaluation can you get of your offense and of your quarterback in those situations where you're chasing points?
Yeah, we can evaluate everything. I think the way guys respond, how they handle adversity. I think also kind of being in the moment, not having the penalties, how we sustain some drives and put those things together. So I think everything's always under evaluation. Obviously want to be able to have a better start and, kind of get in the flow of the game. But again, shoot yourselves in the foot makes it difficult.
Especially late in the game. Is there stuff you see there that will apply in the future when Caleb is playing with a lead or playing in a tie game late? Or is it just kind of a different game if you're down 17 and everybody knows you're throwing,
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't think much about the future. I'm trying to win the game right now. And so my mind is focused on the current moment. And then once that's over with, what's next? So don't think much about it.
It was a 4th down. I want to say it was the second half. It was 4th and 7. You elected to kick instead of going for it. What went into that decision, especially since obviously you went for a 4th down later in the 4th quarter?
Yeah, so those 4th downs, I think 4th and 2, 3, 4 is a little bit different than 4th and 7 or plus and 7. So thought process is really simple. Get points, stay in the game, trust your defense to get a stop and go back and score again.
Is there ever a situation where obviously the postseason is not in contention for you all? You all really have nothing to lose. Is that mindset that we're just going to go for it if we're in that situation again?
Not at all. I think it's about understanding the flow of the game, making smart decisions, and just going forward. Just to say you're going to go forward to me is bad coaching. So, no, I don't think that at all.
Thomas, when Caleb got sacked later in the 4th quarter, was that out of Cairo's kick range, which is why you guys took the delay?
Correct. Yep.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned the penalties. 4th and 1, you get an offsides, and then you got Jalen with the penalty for patting the ball there. Is that what's the root of that? Do they have? Is it discipline? Is it focus? What is it?
Well, I think both of those penalties are a little bit different. Obviously, I don't limit as much how much I can communicate about them. Jalen's to me is a little bit different than jumping off sides on 4th down. But I think it just boils down to being locked in, being detailed, and I don't think the only thing is be coached.
What was your impression of the offensive line with so many players out, moving pieces? How do you think they performed today?
Yeah, I think it was solid overall for the most part. Still got to be better. We got to try to find better ways to get them in the flow of the game and kind of.
This is kind of like just blah blah talk.
But obviously, being down multiple scores kind of just dictates the flow of the game at times and trying to get back in it.
I'm ready to cut him off, Andy. If you're good.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, they'll cut him off.
Cut himself off.
Yeah, there you go.
Classic coach speak. Honestly, I don't watch other coaches almost ever.
Right.
And holy crap, I just had like a PTSD, shell shock moment of what it used to be like to have a coach that didn't say crap and also didn't seem to understand what it was, what it meant to be up there and to be a leader of men. Caleb obviously can throw the ball well. Have you put any thought into doing it sooner in the game? No. Okay, come on. Get out of here. Just, I know you're not going to be around for long, man. I know you're the temporary interim head coach or whatever, but gee whiz. Anything. Like all these guys want to be Bill Belichick without the winning.
Yeah, without the ability. All right, so we'll put Caleb on for a minute here in a little bit, but I think we're waiting for Jared, and we wanted to see what he has, and we'll be short. We'll be quick with the hook on Caleb because I just want to see how broken he is.
He's broken. He's broken for sure. I want to hear from Jared Goff. I hope somebody asks him about the iteration of that play where he dribbled the ball around the field. That's what I want to see, the practice footage of that, you know?
Yeah. Oh God, who was the coach that was jumping around on the side of on the sideline after the touchdown?
Randall L.
Yeah, Randall L. Antoine. Oh my God, he was so into that, man. He was so into that. It was awesome.
And it's so good seeing stuff like that after, you know, like the picture or the video of him giving J-Mo the, you know, say another word finger, you know?
Yeah.
That you know, tough times don't last, tough people do, and, you know, you can be excited and pumped for a guy that has made mistakes and also can be excited when he makes big plays.
It's kind of like a parental kind of love. You have to hold them accountable when they screw up. You have to hold them accountable, but you got to do it with love, right? And you celebrate those victories when they come back from them. And I mean, that's the story of J-Mo's career. It's still that, you know, the ending still has to be written. There's going to be a lot more to the story, I have a sense, but it's been a wild ride with J-Mo. He's going to be, I feel like it's one of those very, very bipolar things where he's going to drive you nuts and he's going to drive you wild.
Like that hot girlfriend you had in high school, you know?
Yeah. Thanks, Ken. Take a minute, hit the like button, the subscribe button. Chris and company deserve it. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate it when you do it. Helps other people find the show as well. Win or lose, we'll be here when we're in town. Oh man, sorry folks for the Buffalo game. As you know, I was away for the in town for the Lions game and was there for that, and then of course the Tampa game. But we're shooting for the 22 super chat target today to make sure that we don't miss any more post game shows this year to help these Lions get across the across the finish line. So the one thing I'm worried about, Andy, is Senior Bowl. We're gonna have to do another one from the Senior Bowl, I think. It's
very possible.
Yeah, it's gonna be. We can't not, because that's the playoffs, right? There's you can't give one away there. So, do you want to talk about Stolites a little bit? They'll be coming up soon.
Yeah, I'm backlogged. I've life's been busy and trying to keep up with everything, and I think I'm 3 games behind. 4 games? 3 games. 3 wins, 1 loss behind.
Oof.
But they're coming.
Busy.
I might just release a supercut, like a 45-minute. Who knows?
Ooh.
No one will watch that. No one will watch that. But
I would.
But no, I got to get them coming. I saw briefly a post on Reddit asking if I had died. I'm not dead.
It's something
I'm alive.
else.
Barely.
Different
barely
sacrament.
alive, but at least through Christmas, so we'll see. But yeah, no, I'm excited, man. And this game is going to have a bunch of good ones. That Gibbs run where he put my man on just froze him.
Yeah.
Spin move.
Oh God.
I'm sure the what are people calling it? The stumble Rooski is going to be awesome in slow mo.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot. I'm really looking forward to actually watching as much Christian Mahogany as possible. Shout out to him.
God, was he fantastic out there. Holy cow, man. Unexpected.
I'm not unexpected, you know, and for a 6th round pick to look that good, let's give it up to our man. Our O-line coach guru. Let's give it up to him, you know. It's
Hank the Tank. Hank's Tanks.
You know, I think really what it shows is that Glasgow really hasn't been all that good this year. He's been passable. And I hate to say that because I'm a big fan of Graham Glasgow. A little bit of fresh blood in there will help. And, you know, in seeing this now and seeing it early is going to be very helpful for next year when we may be in search of 2 guards. And now we might only be in search of 1 guard.
1 guard.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens with Zeitler if he wants to sign another 1-year deal or 2-year deal. But, I'm excited to see the O-line play this week, though, especially after last week and the debacle that it was.
Yeah. We got, Kevin says the stumble Rooski might be the time to pull out Stranglehold in the slow lights. Hey, man.
All right, consider it done.
Oh man! All right, let me get to Jared Goff. We got Goff on the podium, and we want to hear what he has to say.
When did that start? What was your reaction when then put that one down on paper for the first time? And Dan said you worked on it all week. That was the best you would run it in the game. Actually, can you just what was the genesis of that?
We did work on it all week. We ran it probably 3 or 4 times through the week, and the genesis was that's a good play for that scheme. It is, but they're in tune with it on defense. That is a good play, and that it's hard to get that on them because those linebackers are so dang good at seeing it develop. So at first it started on Monday with Ben asking me if he thought I could actually fumble on purpose and pick it back up. I was like, I don't know about that, and we kind of got off that pretty quickly, and we're like, let's just pretend we're falling or pretend I'm fumbling but I'm holding on to the ball. And I think the part that Gibbs where he dives really sells the play. I'm only doing half of it, but yeah, it worked. It worked like a charm, and was nice to score there.
Whose job was it to yell fumble?
Were they yelling it?
I think it picked it up over the broadcast.
The O-line, I think they were telling them to just yell fumble.
It's 2 weeks in a row.
Good smile.
Jameson Williams, we put a deep ball kind of right on him there. How's your connection with him becoming a little bit more refined over this season?
Yeah, it just continues to grow. We work on it a ton, him and I do, and he's a testament to him. He's asking for it. He wants that work, and I'm more than happy to give it to him during the week, and it's good. Our connection continues to grow. He's obviously one of the best deep threats in our league, and even when it's not perfect, and I think those two, last week and then this one wasn't like the perfect look, but for him to make that play today and then finish in the end zone, that's what he's capable of, and going to be more of that hopefully.
What did he do right to get himself so open for
just run fast? Genetics.
You guys haven't gotten a lot of help this year. But to be sitting there watching a game on your cell phone at the end,
yeah.
What was that like?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, we know the circumstances that we're in, and obviously Washington winning that, does do something for the playoffs, but we still have to win these games, and we know that doesn't change what we had to do anyways. So yeah, we got to win, and San Francisco's next.
You let yourself enjoy those phones, though. I mean, we heard the reaction
for sure.
Washington, you're 13-2.
Yeah, we enjoy it. Yeah,
you're the number 1 seed. How far is this right now?
We enjoy it for about as long until we take off from here, and then it's kind of over. But yeah, we'll enjoy it today and the old 24-hour rule, and come back to work tomorrow and get back to it.
Jared, what does Ben do to help you guys get off to such good starts? What does he do to kind of make that comfortable and get things moving right away for you guys?
Yeah. I mean, we've got our first opener plays. It doesn't mean we're always going to stick to them, but we've got plays that we want to get off the sheet pretty early that we're intent on, and I think he does a good job of setting up plays later on by doing that. And yeah, he's very aware of how to start fast, that we want to start fast, and I thought we did start fast today. I thought our first half was really good. I thought our second half was subpar, and myself personally, I thought it was subpar in the second half, but I think we were able to overcome.
After all the talk of injuries, how eager were you guys just to get out there and show what you have, and like every element of the offense?
Yeah, I don't know if we were eager. We were just ready to go play. We weren't eager to shut anyone up. Things are going to be said every week, no matter what. And people are going to say this, people are going to say that. You win, people say you're the greatest. You lose, people say you stink. That's how it goes in this league. And unfortunately, it only is getting worse and worse with the world we live in now. But that's what it is.
I'm sure you guys had a ton of confidence in Jahmyr, and I know he handled a little last year in some spots too. But just how good was that just to see him take off the way he did, and now you just know that he can just, if need be, he can be that guy back there.
Yeah, we always knew. He can do it, and obviously showed today. And I thought he ran great. I thought he saw it great. I thought he caught it out of the backfield great. And then I thought Craig and Jahmyr were awesome too in their own way. And then Vaki at the end of the half there making some plays. Those guys stepped in really nicely today and made it so it wasn't just him, but he did a hell of a job.
Christian Over, 6-round pick. This is always rookie training camp. Steps in today. Just how impressed are you? His ability to come along and enter in that start today?
Yeah, I thought he did a great job. I don't know, but it felt like he did a great job when we were standing back there. I know we had the false start. That wasn't on him. That was more on me. But yeah, he really settled. It didn't feel like it was too big for him. He felt like he was comfortable. The guys to his left and right are veterans, and he settled in nicely with them.
Going back to the end of the Eagles game for a second, were you guys all watching on your own phones, or?
Yeah, I had it on my phone.
Okay.
But yeah, everyone else seemed to have it on their phone too. There was no TV in there.
It did seem
Yeah.
When we heard it.
Yeah.
Jared, Dan was just talking about not every team can kind of handle chasing after the 1 seed, getting chased, the pressure and the expectation. what is it aside from winning that says the team can kind of handle that? What, from your perspective?
Yeah, I think we're so good at focusing on what matters and dialing back in every week, and sure, enjoying a win like this and enjoying, the post game. But then, come tomorrow and Tuesday, coming right back down to earth and going back to work. And I think Dan leads the charge on that. But we are so good at focusing on what matters, and we lose last week. Everyone thinks we're done now, and it's like, all right, forget that. It's not even part of our process. We're going to go back to what we do, go back to work, and we did that. We did just that. And last thing, we had a little extra motivation today because it is Solomon's birthday. So, happy birthday, Solomon.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Happy birthday, Solomon.
Happy birthday, Solomon. We'll see you at Senior Bowl. All right, let's. Do we want to hit Caleb or do we want to get the calls?
Ooh, I defer. I defer to you as master and commander of the podcast. I would love to see his face and what color his nails are.
Okay.
But
okay, let's hit Caleb really quick, and we'll call it. We'll call it earlier, and then we'll move on. Here we go.
You look frustrated when you all elected to go for. You all elected to kick it. What was going through your mind during that? Were you hoping that you all would go for it then?
No, I was kind of frustrated that just being in that position. We were already down by a lot, and second down, we ran the ball, and we didn't get much or any. I think it was actually a 1 to 2 yard negative play. So I was just more frustrated with that. Just now I'm in a 3rd and I don't remember the exact down, but it was like a 3rd and 9 or something like that. And it's just especially when you get down in the red zone, it's just it's always tough in the red zone. It's one of the toughest spots to score and throw the ball. And so when you get in that position, it's it just makes it tougher. And I was more frustrated, with that in that situation.
Caleb, the touchdown to Keenan, can you walk us through kind of what you saw there?
Yeah, so right before the snap, I saw obviously that they had a 2-high show, and right before the snap, I yelled to Keenan because I was thinking that it was going to be cover 2, and Keenan ran a great route. He ran it kind of perfect, and we've practiced this route many times, and we were just on the same page right before the snap, threw a good ball. Keenan ran away from a couple people and scored.
All right, good enough.
I mean, that's a weird way to phrase all of that. I guess is how I would say that. That's a young man. You can tell, saying I was frustrated that we ran the ball and then I was in 3rd and 9. It's like,
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot to be said about the I versus we people. And that doesn't change just because you mature a little in the league. I mean, he very much seems like an I person, and that could be problematic for them in the long term. Hey, caller, what's your name? How you feeling after the Detroit Lions victory today over the Chicago Bears?
It's Doc Zay from the Slack, and we feeling good, baby.
Doc Zay, we got this, man.
Man, I was way too excited watching the Commanders score that touchdown.
I
did a couple laps around my living room. I needed my inhaler. I'm unwell. I had a lot of fun.
Had that wheezy scream on the 2-point conversion.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, that's not a George Jefferson reference, is it? Wheezy.
I promised the Slack I'd update the food catalog because my girl made me a sandwich today that had some spicy pickles on it. I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't eat sandwiches with spicy pickles on it during the game, you're not doing it right.
I'm doing something wrong, it sounds like, and I need to change that.
Yeah, you do.
Is she making the spicy pickles, or are you buying the spicy pickles?
We bought the spicy pickles. Yeah. We're pretty basic around here.
All right, I'm gonna have to check in on Slack and get the spicy pickles.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we all know how much we all love pickles around here. But on a more serious note, there was a lot of doom and gloom this week. Even I was feeling down as you kept seeing the IR numbers stacking up, and losing Carlton, losing Aline, it was rough. And for us to come out the way we did, I think a lot of us were back after Dan Campbell's radio call where he dropped 2 F-bombs and talked about eating moldy bread. I think we were all ready to run through a brick wall for him. My flight to Detroit didn't get approved, so I wasn't able to suit up in the game this week. But I was there in spirit.
Yeah, well, be ready.
I would have just joined the rest of the D-line on IR probably, but I'd have been there,
This is why the Lions have slashed prices.
This was low.
This is why the Lions have slashed prices on jerseys, because they may need to pull someone out of the crowd to play defense one of these weeks.
Exactly. Yeah, I think if they pull you in the game, they should comp the jersey. I mean, it's only fair.
Yeah. Okay. Now you're talking. Maybe even give you a game ball just for stepping up, right?
Right?
Keep throwing up, Zay. Keep throwing up. I was only in for one play.
Speaking of, I love Aaron Rodgers' misery in any capacity. The son of the owners taking a game ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hand and handing it to the wide receiver is just the story of the century. That's what I need.
Mm-hmm. That's all you need to know about
God,
everything.
I don't
with
think
the
I
Jets.
even. I don't think I even heard about that yet.
Oh, Sandman.
What?
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. The son of the Jets owner has essentially been running the team. So after the assistant head coach or whatever, the interim head coach gets his first win, Rodgers, walks in there and he's trying to give him a game ball for his first win.
As is tradition, right, Zay?
17-year-old kid. Yeah, as is tradition, this is normal. The 17-year-old kid, son of Woody Johnson, walks in there, takes the ball out of Rodgers' hand and gives it to Garrett Wilson.
Oh no! I've heard a little bit about that. Okay, I didn't hear about that, but I did hear about him declining trades and stuff because of Madden rankings and all sorts of weird stuff. But
yeah,
Brick just dropped one of himself.
What a dysfunctional organization. I mean, we are lucky to have Sheila. And did you ever think you'd say we'd be lucky to have a Ford? But we are.
I mean, the people that said they'll never win until the Fords sell the team have to at least kind of take a little bit of a step back on that.
Technically, she's a ham. Yeah. Technically, she's a ham.
She's half a Ford. Ham Ford. Hanford.
I mean, it's a ham Ford. And, it looked like for a long time, it looked like they were trying to groom Bill to do it, and Bill, I think, would have been a terrible owner. And so I get why the negativity persisted. I don't think anyone saw Sheila coming as being this good.
Yeah, I don't want to talk bad about Bill, but I mean, when he took over as CEO of the motor company, there was a point when when it came out that he was trying to give away the job to somebody else. He was trying to weasel out. Everybody in the company, like at the time, was like, okay, the guy whose name's on the building is taking over after Jack Nasser. This is gonna get things back together. Okay, cool. And then it came out that within I think it was 3 months or something, he was trying to get somebody else in to be the CEO. It was like, what? What's going on? It rattled people. And I think there's something about that kind of top position. There's just something that isn't, that doesn't fit for him, I guess. But again, I don't know. You never know. Yeah. The people are complex, right? And you never know. But just from where we sat and what we saw and the news that came out, it was just not inspirational. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, some people aren't cut out for leadership. Just because you were born to rich parents doesn't mean you were,
Yeah, I can go with you on that. All right, Say, we got a bunch of calls coming. We're gonna grab another one here, okay, brother?
Hey, y'all be well. Go Lions.
All right, love you,
Doc.
You too. We'll talk to you, Ben. All right, there we go. Doc Zay out the Slack. We'll keep going here. Hey, caller, what's your name and how you feeling about the Detroit Lions' big win today over the Chicago Bears?
Yeah.
Caller.
Oh, what's up, man? It's Mo from the Creek. What's up, baby?
Mo! Been missing you, man. How you doing?
I'm all good. It's a little staticky, but I can still hear you guys. But it might just be me half baked on this winning Sunday, baby.
Only half baked, Mo. Come on, you're slacking.
It's gonna sound a little staticky when you're half in the bag, Mo.
Hey man, I had to blaze up a victory blunt, and for all the Lions Nation that's in the chat, go ahead and spark one up for Mo from the Creek, baby. Let's all celebrate.
Yeah, love that. So, Mo, what did you do when you saw that the Commandos had beaten the Eagles?
Oh man, I was shouting like I was from Washington.
I don't know if I've Andy saw how deflated I was. He's like, "Oh wow, Eagles are about to kick a field goal. They could lose." I was like, "What?" And I pop it on real quick. He just watched me deflate. I was like, "Oh, they did fuck!" And I just shut it right off. And then we started the show. And
I thought the shock on your chair broke, Chris. Just watched you sink down.
Yeah, I didn't think Washington was gonna get it back.
Oh man, they did it too. That Jaden cat, he's gonna be something, I think.
Oh yeah, he's the truth.
Yeah, for reals.
That's one of those teams I don't want to see in the playoffs. Those sneaky teams, little thorn in your side teams.
Yeah. I'd love to see an early game, with the Eagles and them early in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's from a bye week chair.
I like to see either Eagles get touched a little bit. They give me a little glimmer of hope with our defense. I think Dan Campbell went on 7 Mile somewhere and picked up a linebacker. I don't know who nobody is on the defense no more.
Oh man. What
I was like, is that my cousin June Bud?
You're holding 4D tryouts in front of Allen Park, right in the freeway, right on Southfield, right in the median.
Oh man, Mo, you kill me, bro. So, what was your favorite play out there? What was the one that sent you over the top in the Bears game, Mo?
Hey, I think everybody's favorite play is the Jahmyr Gibbs Oscar nominee rolling over.
That's just crazy thinking. Like, what's going on in Ben Johnson's head, man? It's
right. What type of practice are y'all holding where, you know what, they're smoking that practice? That's just saying Ben Johnson
it's beyond
blazing up a fat one.
It's beyond that, bro. That's straight psilocybin going on. That's some crazy thinking. That's some wild galaxy brain shit.
Hey, Jared, do you think you can actually fumble? Yeah. Fumble for real and then pick it up.
Right. Next time they fumble, God forbid, you're like, did they mean to do that? Is that part of the play?
And Johnson's in his bag. Yeah.
Oh man, and then scream and fumble. Oh man, scream and fumble on top of it. I mean, it was like every little friggin' detail of that was fantastic, man. Fantastic.
Right. Fantastic.
Oh man, what a year. This is a lot of fun. We're in the playoffs confirmed. No matter what happens from here, it's going to be a ride. There's only one. I guess there's two more trophies that we really want. It's the NFC and it's the Super Bowl, right? Two more boxes to check.
Yes,
and
how cool is this where half your team on the other side of the ball is pretty much the replacements, and we're still winning. What type of culture is that?
Yeah. We need, like, the draft trackers they have of all the UDFAs after the draft. Right. We need something like that. Like, when are our guys coming back? Because it's like an air traffic controller has an easier to manage screen than what we do with these injuries, man.
Right. I ain't never seen nothing like it, but I'm liking how they adjusted and they keeping this train going.
Yeah, for real. All right, Mo, what do you want to tell Lions fans?
Blaze up, baby. We smoking all night, man. 13 blunts for everybody.
Ooh.
The most blunts by a fan base in franchise history. Hey, we making records.
Good
man.
Lord.
We break records on this show.
Yeah. All right, one more just for all the blondes.
Yeah.
All right, Mo.
I look forward to talking to you in 2 weeks when you've got 15 blunts.
Right. Oh, fuck it. Just smoke a whole ounce, baby. Let's get it in.
Oh, now you're down to one?
Y'all stupid, man. Much love, y'all, man.
You
Sam,
too,
man,
brother.
Happy to see you, baby.
Whoa.
Awesome. Love you, Mo. Love you, Mo. Be good, brother. All right. Mo from the
I
creek.
hope he doesn't get too high and drown in the creek, you know?
Nah, he's going to be okay. I know he's going to be okay. He's got it figured out. Hey, caller, what's your name? How you feeling about a big 15 win season? Yeah, let's just call it.
Hi, this is Big West from the Slack, and I'm just loving this game. I love everything that happened. Like, we got shit done. I want to talk to the Sandman and tell him, man, you got to put them slow lights out there because I love them. I appreciate them every week when they come out. And, like, I love watching Lions highlights in super slow motion to good music. So, please.
All right, well, we're going to get some stranglehold this week, it sounds like, so... we'll get it going for you.
Thanks a lot.
All right, Wes. Love you, brother. Thank you for calling in. What's your favorite play of the game?
My favorite play of the game, obviously, was J-Mo getting that touchdown because that won me like $200. But we shouldn't be talking about gambling on this thing. But I mean,
not till they pay us, buddy.
I bet the Lions in the game and J-Mo did a touchdown and paid 4-1. It was great.
Yeah, you said it.
The Lions won a game,
bitch.
Hell yeah.
All right, Wes. We'll talk to you, big guy. Big Wes. All right, man. Woo. Good stuff. 248-782-8384. 248-782-8384. Give us a ring. We'll take your calls, get you part of the show.
Rug you fug.
Oh, yeah. 248 rub you fug. I don't know why, how. I mean, I was just like looking at the thing to see what letters it was, like what fit. Rub you fug came up, and I was like, all right then.
Why not? You know? It fits.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. Let's see. In the Frank the Tank, Sheila, Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, the best thing that's ever happened to this team. Enjoy the ride, buddies. Sam, what you've got a good sense, right? I don't want to talk about season ticket prices right now because I know that's
but we can. But yeah, no.
we can if we want. I know that's a sticking point, but beyond that, let's pin that one. Just from how you've watched this team, I mean, you've been a season ticket holder since 2010. The changes that you've seen. I mean, just talk about how things are today versus how they were. What's worked well, and then of course beyond the pricing, where they can get better for a fan's experience.
So personally, my fan experience has gotten worse over time. Now, I will say that is 100% completely offset by the on-field play that we are receiving, and I think I think other season ticket holders would probably agree with me that the Lions at this juncture don't need to do anything special to get people in the building anymore. Back in the day, it was like, who knows if we're going to win this game? We're favored. We're not, blah, 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 blah. They have to do special things to get us into the building.
Remember Jim Schwartz camping out in front of Kyle Vandenbosch's house to get him to come over? Mr. Red Eyes. I mean, the stunts they had to pull to get players was crazy.
Oh my God, yeah. But I think they know now. I think they know, and I think season ticket prices, we're not going to talk about them, but I think they reflect we could lose a bunch of people, and there's plenty of people to come take these seats from them. Yeah. But man, this is the best Lions team I've seen, and it's not particularly close. And I go to Lions football games not because I think the popcorn is fresh or because the beer is particularly cold, but to watch them win. You know what I mean? So I'll eat stale popcorn. Will
you forgo the ketchup?
I'll deal with radioactive wristbands that give me a sunburn somehow. I'll deal with the police officers not helping people get out of parking lots because the Lions won again.
Yeah, they absolutely did. And I have to say the traffic after the Buffalo game was the worst I've ever seen it.
Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. It really was bad. Where did you end up parking for that?
I had a driver. The guy, fancy. Well, my mom's got a driver because she had to go to a bunch of infusions and stuff. So I just used him, and he came. He dropped us off. He picked us up. He was good. But even then, I mean, I had to walk a number of blocks just to get to him because there's no way to get the car close. Right? And then even then we waited forever. It was like 30 minutes to get out of town. But whatever, it's all right. Hey, caller. How you feeling about the Detroit Lions victory over the Chicago Bears?
Oh, it's the best. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, I talked to someone from Canada.
No, about it.
Yeah. No, 13 to 14 beers.
Oh, nice.
Put that out there.
Yeah, good.
But hey, oh my gosh, Jahmyr Jefferson.
What a great story,
it was
man.
Only a few plays, but he looked spectacular. Trick plays. Oh my God. Every game I go into, I'm floored because you can always expect a few trick plays along the way. And when they happen, it's, oh my gosh, I'm jumping up, shouting. I can't believe it. We never had this before.
Yeah, this is this isn't like now. I'm gonna go way back this
Even if we lose, it's still fun. Explosive plays.
Do you remember? Does anybody remember Boomer Esiason in the Cincinnati Bengals and how they were just like the trick play team? How they were just a bunch of gimmicks that got them to the playoffs, and then they choked out and they died out. That's not what this is. This is like. Again, well thought out, just a different form of misdirection, another layer of misdirection rather than just silly gimmicks. And even like the double reverse today, or the what was this? Maybe it was a single reverse, I don't remember. But that was kind of blown up, and they still got the ball out to Jamo, and off he goes for like 8 yards. How?
Yeah, honestly, I remember describing these plays to my friend at one point, and they're like, well, a double reverse revert. I don't know. I'm like, just watch it.
Or Amon-Ra.
Double reverse.
How did Amon? What was it? Was a fourth down. It was a fourth down, and Amon-Ra. How the hell did he wriggle through? And he got a touchdown, didn't he? It wasn't just a first down, or was it first? I can't remember.
It's called grit, Chris.
He looked like he shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
I didn't see him, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's like in there.
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened? What?
How did that
and then
happen?
he watched a slow play. He bounced off. I believe it was Mahogany, 73.
Yeah.
And first start ever, he looked like he literally bounced off of him. And then I kind of thought it was funny when he was doing his little celebration in the end zone. Mahogany was right there. He was ready to go. That dirt bag. Remember?
Yeah.
New Jersey, baby. Not for Michigan, but I knew it.
I'm always for bouncing off the wood.
Hey, when you're a dirt bag, you're a dirt bag.
That's right.
Push these people off to the side.
It's just fantastic to watch how this team can put together and calculate, or even, I mean, I guess it's calculated, but how they can just figure out so many different ways to win. It's
systematic.
Andy, it used to be that they would always figure out how to lose. They would snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. This is a complete 180 from the Lions that we've watched for so long.
Oh, it's a completely different watch, a completely different experience. What a wonderful experience it is to just kind of sit back and be able to relax and trust that the team will do what's needed to win.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And then even to have like how everybody has just absorbed the culture of the city. And I have to say, I mean, so I haven't been able to spend a lot of time in the city for a couple of years. I've come in, gone to games, gone in, going to eat, and I leave and that kind of stuff, but never really just been able to hang out in the city. Oh my God, Detroit, you are so fucking beautiful. It's in the best time in my life to be in Detroit. It was fantastic and gorgeous. Detroit, you have absolutely done it, man. And it made my heart, the old Grinch, it grew 3 sizes that day. I felt so great being able to spend a couple days downtown. So we stayed downtown at a hotel and just combed the city, hit a diner, right? Because it just randomly go to all these, Cadillac Square Diner, got to give them some love. They have massive breakfast spread. It was awesome. Just hitting places and doing stuff. It was fantastic. Campus Martius was gorgeous. Just Detroit, you're freaking beautiful. And, I've done a lot. I did a third of this year. I spent nights away from home in cities around the country. There is no city that is rising like Detroit is right now. And folks, be proud of what you've got going on in that city, because it's fantastic. And then you look at a team that takes on the heart and the soul and the grit. And even Brad Holmes as a GM, right? He gets out there and he's starting to take some shit because he's got guys hurt on the defense. And he's like, you know what? I've got this handled. He comes out with
You gotta back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Oh God, I love Brad Holmes. I gotta tell you. Sorry.
Oh my God.
I absolutely love it.
It was fantastic. It's absolutely it's awesome. Oh man. All right. So go ahead.
And the fact, so many people work so hard in Detroit when you get down to the nitty gritty of it all.
Yep.
Factories, hard work, putting your hours. I can name a million jobs there that are hard. But when you get a team that you can actually root for finally, and they've been wanting that for so many years, it just gives so much hope to the city. If I were in Detroit, I'm in Grand Rapids. I'm actually over by Riz. Oh no. But but if I were there, seriously, like in it, and I've had a lot of shit jobs, don't get me wrong. You're working your ass off, putting all these hours. You're trying to get to the next point of your life. You just want something to give you a little bit of little fun, little hope, something.
Yep.
And the way the Lions have been winning, oh my God, that's giving you hope. It's giving you something. I would be going to work every day just floored. I'm here. I'm ready to go. My team just won. It gives you a little bit of hope and a little bit of something to kind of keep going.
And Detroit deserves it. The people deserve it. The team, the owners, everybody deserves what's happening right now with this team. It's absolutely fantastic, and they've earned it.
Mm-hmm.
They have absolutely earned it. So love it. I love what's going on with the team. I love what's going on with the city. You just can't stop winning if you're Detroit. And like I said, people deserve it, man. People have been through a lot there and deserve some really, really good times, and I think they're here.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Sam, man. Thank you, Ash. I haven't seen you in a while, but hey, thank you again. Thank you, Riz. Thank you, everybody, for doing the show. You've been doing this for so many years. When you start at the beginning and you're losing all the time, this is the only thing that you actually look forward to a lot of times. And then the draft. Yeah. And what's funny, this year, I haven't even thought about the draft. I was like, oh my God,
what draft?
Wait a minute. I haven't even done any research on the draft, and I'm a big nerd when it comes to that. I watched every round from the first to the last. every single freaking pick. And I've done that for like 7, 10 years. I don't even know, like many, many, many years. And this year, haven't even thought about it. And there's a few times, well, a little bit, but a few times I'm like, when you do think about it, you're like, oh my God, like I don't know any of these players. I have to do something, do some type of research. But
it's nuts. It really is, because I mean, 3 years ago at this point, we were already talking about, we're starting to do deep dive, third round, fifth round kind of players in the draft. And, Christmas isn't here yet. This is just such a fantastic time, but it does make the Senior Bowl a little bit harder.
Sure does.
Oh,
sure does.
Yeah.
But I'm here for it. It's a lot better.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Some of those late round picks back in the day, when you're like picking like way back, like the Patriots, how many years, and they're picking these great players, and you're like, how the hell do you come up with these great players? And then, we're picking at the top of the rounds, and we're not getting any of these players.
We're getting Eric Ebron.
So many players could fall to us. So I'm not worried about the draft at all. Not one lick.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Frank Raground. He was like, what, 31st, 30th, something around?
Yep.
Right? Late?
Yeah.
23rd. God, I was way off. But it came to me.
It's okay. It's all right, my friend.
Love you guys.
Love you too, man. Thank you for calling in. We'll talk to you.
Thanks for calling.
Oh, man. Good times. All right. Well, Andy, I felt like a pretty good show. I think we got a win.
Yeah.
We can take away the big sweep from the Bears. That big talk last year has all been dusted away. There was some big talk after the last game. That's gone. Their souls have been fully removed.
Shang Tsunged them big time.
Yeah.
It's, No,
Go ahead.
If I'm ready to talk about sweeping the division.
Oh, keep talking.
Let's just sweep the division, get it over with, call it good, and I'm not going to think about the Bears for at least 7 months. How about that?
Okay,
the Bears' time is over.
I like it. Seahawks are down 10 to the Vikings, but it's fourth down. The Vikings take the punt. I think they're on their own 30-something. So I would like to see the Seahawks score and do some work. Just one more loss there would make me feel so much better. God, Vikings lose.
Just allow us to rest. I saw people in chat talking about how they were weirded out by how much work Gibbs got, and I think that the coaching staff thinks about this completely different than the way that fans are thinking about it, in that these are must-win games and players have to play to win games.
Yep.
And you could say, well, we were up 3 scores, whatever, and that may be true. But if you're trying to win this game, you gotta try to win the game, and there's only so many players, and who's to say that we're not going 3 and out instead of scoring a touchdown by having Gibbs out of there?
Yeah.
I think we got 2 more.
Yep.
2 more must-win games, which is a weird thing to say.
Hey, caller, what's your name? How you feeling about Detroit Lions win today?
How you doing?
Frank the Tank. How you doing, man?
Up, Chris.
How you doing, brother? No work today, right?
Oh, no work today, brother.
All right. How many beers in are we?
Hey, thank you for the shirt.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro. I mean, you were the best call of the year last year. I can't, especially after that playoff victory. We'll never forget it. I mean, we got ourselves Frank the Tank, man.
I'm still jonesing from it, brother.
Say what?
Still jonesing from that damn playoff thing we had last year. You know that.
Well, you get ready to call a lot because there's going to be a bunch of playoff wins this year, bro.
Yeah, you know that. How about this winning streak? How about this team, dude? Where's my boy?
Where's your boy? Who? Which boy?
Where's Ash? Where's that Canuck?
Oh, Ash. He is in Canada doing Canadian things with the family for the holiday, and we have to let him out of the cage every now and then, right?
There you go. There you go. Hell yeah.
Oh man. So Frank, how many in are we today?
Oh man, we're all over the place today, my brother. We are like 7, 420, all kinds of good stuff, man. We're partying, dude. Dude, I am so happy, dude. I am so happy. I feel so good.
This is really something,
Watch my
man.
Lions kick some ass. Watch my dude. Every player that this guy's picked is just elite, man. And I love it. And it's all starts with Goff, man.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
all
it does.
starts with Goff, dude.
Remember
The guy that nobody wanted.
Yep.
Even I was questioning. I was like, what the hell? I don't know, man. California kid coming, dude.
Can't play in the outdoors. Can't play in the weather. Can't win the tough games. Him and
He's the best player on the team.
he's one of 3 players to win 13 games with 2 different teams, 3 quarterbacks. It's pretty crazy.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. And then I hate to bring it up, but this team has lost Hutch, bro. And they are playing, they are doing so, man. I don't want, dude. I told you they were going on a run. I said 5-6. I meant to say 11. It was my bad. Oh, I love it, dude. I sit here with my brother. I got my son here. Man, we just having, and my brother's like, dude, he knows football like me, man. He's like, goddamn, these motherfuckers are good, dude. These motherfuckers are good. They're so good.
So what's you've been a fan for how long, Frank? It's been a long time, right?
I was born in 73.
All right.
I've been a fan from, I think I was in 80.
Yeah.
So I think
Billy
I was
Sims.
5, 6 years old.
Yeah.
Dude, hey, I told you a story a long time ago, man. This team saved my life, man. After Chrissy passed and all that bullshit,
yep.
Man, this team saved my life, dude.
Yeah.
I was down and out, man. I was sat here and I was tripping, dude. They were just winning and winning. And I had something to look forward to. You know what I'm saying, brother?
Yep.
When you got something to look forward to, it's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely is. And you learn, I'm hoping you got over that hill now, and there's more than just the Lions to live for, brother, because you're you mean a lot to a lot of people. A lot of people love you just from your phone calls. They love who you are and your soul. But this team has done a lot of good for the city and a lot of the people in the city, man. It's just so great to finally be there and feeling it, man.
Yeah.
Big West is in the chat right now saying this is the year, it's our destiny, and it definitely feels that way.
And you know what? And you know what? And I hate to say bad things, but even if it don't happen this year, brother, we got next year, man. This team is just starting, man. You give this boy another draft. You give this Brad Holmes another draft. You let him get his D. I'm telling you, he's gonna probably get like. I mean, I don't want to say it now because I don't want him to be listening to my shit. But he knows what he's gonna do. He's gonna get D-line. He's gonna get corners. And he's gonna find a superstar, man. He's gonna find a superstar. This team is just the beginning, dude.
How much of it?
Just the beginning. Golf.
I think the hard part now, and why not both is probably the answer. But is it the pro scouting and Brad that's able to bring these players in, or is it the coaches and their ability to bring these players up and develop these players? Because there's guys who like Tim Patrick, what a story, right? I mean, but a lot of these guys just weren't doing it somewhere else, and they come here and boom, here they are, right?
Exactly. Coach, athlete or anything, they will play for a coach. If they believe in that person across from them, they will play for them. If they're making a couple of dollars, everything, they always say it's about money. It's a business. I don't think they're playing for money. I think they're playing for themselves, playing for Detroit, playing for their coach, playing for their moms, playing for their sisters. They're not just playing, you know what I mean? They're not just playing for money. That's why they pick captains. Every player on this team has been a captain in their time, from Pee Wee to big ball. And that's why you pick the captain, because the captain does not look at himself. Captain looks at the team. That's why I'm straight about. I just told my brother today, we have the 3 best players in the NFL. We have Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Aiden Hutchinson. Who is better in the NFL than those 3 players right now?
What kind of team can go through the injuries we have, but then also lose one of their top 3 players on the team and still turn it into what they've turned it into?
Because
It's
those
destiny.
players believe in those coaches. You see those coaches? You see them jumping up and down, believing in their players, the way they talk in their interviews, dude. That shit is so badass. All these other teams, they have ego problems, man. That's what the big thing about the NFL. You know that, Chris.
Yeah.
You know it's all about ego. I got this. I got pretty face. I got pretty teeth. I got pretty hair.
I got pretty
body's
nails.
beautiful. No, it doesn't matter. You stand up, you ain't got no teeth, you ain't got no hair, you got a shit body, dude. But if you believe in yourself, that's what it's all about, brother. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody got to tell you nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? People laugh at me all the time, dude. I just did, man. I'm really blah, 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 blah.
Frank, you know what it is? Yeah. All you need is
these nuts,
and you can win it all. That's it.
Well, you need those nuts. if you got Dan Campbell's nuts, you don't need. Yeah, that dude got balls, man.
For real. Hey,
you
Frank.
Know what I'm saying?
Yep. Hey, Frank. We're gonna let you go, man. We're gonna end on you, but we gotta wrap this up now because we're hitting a wall. I want to thank you for calling. I want to thank you for being such a great fan, such a great Lions fan, such a great part of the show, man. I'd love to hear from you in these post games. Make sure to keep checking in. All right.
Chris, those shirts look so good on me, you wouldn't even believe it.
Send pictures, brother.
Man in a small man shirt.
Ooh, send in some pics. Send in some pics, Frank. We want them. We want those.
Peace, love, rock and roll, smoke a joint, do a shot. Whatever you gotta do it. Enjoy this fucking Lions because it's just the beginning. It's never going to be the end as long as Dan Campbell's in charge and Brad Holmes in charge too. Hans in charge. Peace out.
Peace out, Frank. We'll see you.
Peace out.
There you go, Frank the Tank, coming through. Vikings have a 3-point lead going into halftime. PK Jr., Dan Campbell at the store. No, I'll be paying with these, and he pulls out his nuts. All right. Andy, any kind of wrap you want to do on what we saw, what we talked about today?
Not really. I'm looking forward to next week. I think it'll be a good revenge game against the 49ers.
Yeah.
And I think, that will set the tone going into the last week of the year. And I wanted to give a shout out to a couple of Lions fans, Andrea and Ron, who I think you hung out with a little bit before the Bills game.
Yep.
They're probably listening in, probably freaking out. Who knows? But
yeah, me and Ron were hanging out.
No, I'm looking forward to next week, man.
And Ron's
I want to get that
wife,
revenge.
Got to give Ron's beautiful wife a little bit of shout out too. She listens. She's there. That's a good time.
Best of fans.
It's a good time, Andy. All right. Well, with that, we will call it a show. And remember, don't forget about us on Patreon, patreon.com/Detroit Lions Podcast. If you do $5 or more a month on the donation spree, you get access to the Slack, which is the most intelligent Lions chat on the internet. Slackers, I will be back. It's been a busy week and a half here, but I will dive back in here so very shortly here. Also, follow us on Twitter at DET Lions Podcast, DET Lions Podcast. Always the best place to find out about the show. And Sandman7773. Same with the YouTube channel. For Slow Lights, you get all the words about when they come out, when they drop, what's going on there. So check out Sandman and us on the Twitter machine. Give us a call via Skype, Detroit Lions Podcast, or on the Lions line, 248-782-8384, 248-RUB-U-FUG. And be sure to go to DetroitLionsPodcast.com. Subscribe to the podcast so we can pop up in your face and ears automatically. Andy, thank you for joining today. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time on the Detroit Lions Podcast. Remember, no pants, no toasters, no hot tubs, no more losses, and no problems, because we're your Detroit Lions and Reddit connection. Thank you, everybody. We love you. See you next week.